I want to maximize the dinner shift, so that's why I'm starting at 4 p.m. and I'm trying to make the most money I can as long as it stays busy in my market. Just picked up our first order for DoorDash. This one is $8.50 for a good restaurant payway, and so hopefully the order's ready. I think it will be. Only about a 3-minute wait in that restaurant, and there's $1 peak pay on until 5:30, but I don't think there's any peak pay after that. A couple minutes after accepting this McDonald's order, $8.25 for like 4 miles, pretty good. So after a couple minutes, I get this notification saying that order is ready for pickup. And Grubhub, is it really ready for pickup? Because there's only so many times that you can tell me the order's ready and you be wrong before I start to just not believe anything you say. Well, the McDonald's order actually was ready. It was sitting there when I walked in. It took a couple minutes to get the attention of an employee because they're always extremely busy in there. They never have enough staff and way too many cars in the drive-thru at all hours of the day. And so, yeah, it probably took about like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I got the order, and then I was on my way to the customer. Jack in the Box is next. This one could have a hidden tip because there is $1 peak pay, and so hopefully there is. I mean, I can't imagine that these 6 items are really that expensive to warrant a hidden tip more than $4, but we're about to pull into the drive-thru now. Hi, I have a DoorDash order for Dwayne. Thank you. Okay. All right, thank you. The best part about this order is that there is no drink. Oh yeah. I accepted a Grubhub order because it was amazing. I love this customer. I've delivered to him at least twice. This would be at least the 3rd time. $17. What a great payout. But they always order from the same restaurant, and Grubhub always seems to give me the order as soon as they place the order, which is a problem because they always order a ton of food and I'm often waiting at least 20 minutes. And so I called the restaurant this time and I'm like, when do you think the order's gonna be ready? And they're like, well, Grubhub just called me and placed the order, so it's going to be at least 20 or 30 minutes. And I'm like, yep, I kind of figured that. And so I was like, all right, what can I get from DoorDash? What can I get from Ubereats? Let's just like see what happens. I got this DoorDash order and I'm like, all right, like this is acceptable. I'll take this while I wait. The only problem is I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back into the area in time for the Grubhub order. If I get a good order, then I'll just take that one, unassign the Grubhub order, no problem with the customer getting their food on time. But I will start heading back and maybe I'll pick up the Grubhub order. We'll just have to see how everything plays out. Okay, no matter what happens the rest of the way, I'm glad I took that DoorDash order because $12.50 right there on just that one order. Hey, like that's very, very good. And it really didn't take me that long. They hadn't even started making the order in the restaurant. But it only took about like 5 minutes, and then when I got off to the customer, they were outside, so I just handed them the order. I do think that I'm going to take this Grubhub order. Really about just like an 8-minute drive, which just is good, considering like I would have to drive to accept an order and then drive to that restaurant, and then it just wouldn't even pay out as much as $17. So this like 6-mile delivery turned out to be like a 9-mile delivery, but like that is still fine with me because it's $17. That Grubhub order was ready when I walked into the restaurant, and I asked the staff and I said, this hasn't been sitting here too long, and they're like, oh no, we just got it ready. And I was like, wow, timed it perfectly. Like it just doesn't make sense for Grubhub to send me an order that's not gonna be ready for 30 minutes. Like it just doesn't make sense at all. I then got a Walmart order, which Walmart is hit or miss, but I decided to accept this one because it was $34.50 for like 14 miles, and it's not bringing me too far out of my hotspot. I can't tell if I made a mistake. So I had 6 orders when I walked into Walmart, but I only left with 5. It was really strange because like they tried to hand me an order for a last name that did not exist on my phone. And I was like, oh, I don't think I have this order. I have like the other 5, but I don't have this one. So I didn't want to scan it because I thought it was somebody else's order. So they're like, oh, okay, all right, let me fix that. And so they like removed it from their end, and it also removed one of the customers from my phone. And so when it refreshed, I was like, oh wait, I only have 5 orders. I thought I had 6. And so I guess they removed it. So it was the same order, but it came up as 2 different names on our systems. And so that was so strange. Like, I don't know how I would have known that before I like reported it to them as the issue. So I think I might have made a mistake. I was trying to save myself from delivering the wrong order to somebody, but I think I made the mistake because now I'm going to get paid less, like a whole order less, by doing this delivery. And the Walmart order is complete. Did it in pretty much exactly 1 hour. I was afraid I was going to have to drive all the way back to the hotspot. Would have probably taken a little more than 10 minutes, but we got an order that's just right here, and that's perfect because it's a pretty good one too. I made $29 from that Walmart order in 1 hour. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I could have made more money if I just stuck to doing food delivery instead of trying to do Walmart delivery. I did get a notification this one is going to be ready as soon as I walk in. The order was ready just like the DoorDash text said it was going to be. And then it was probably about like an 8-minute drive to the customer. Had to go to the upstairs apartment. We're now off to take this Ubereats order for $8 and around 50 cents for 2 miles. I haven't had a good Ubereats order come to my phone at all tonight. And this one was the first pretty decent one. And so I wanted to scoop it up, and we just got a notification saying that there's an add-on order, so I'm gonna check that one out. Hey, look, I know I don't like taking low orders, but you know I had to pick this one up. I'm just kidding. Why would anybody ever accept something like that? $1.50. I don't care how close it is. I don't care if I have to pick it up and then just deliver it to the car that's sitting right next to me. There's no chance I'm ever taking that kind of order. I accepted this DoorDash order. It looks decent when you see it on the acceptance screen, but also Para says on one of the orders, they are extremely confident that they can predict the tip. It's a really nice one. And then also they are predicting, they're not so confident in this one, but they are also predicting a very high tip on this one. If Para is correct about both of them, and they're only confident about one of the orders, but if they're correct about both of them, I'm gonna get like $24 for these 2 orders, which is a lot better than the $17 I saw on the acceptance screen. Both orders were ready in the restaurants, and I was just quickly off to the customers. This one that I'm dropping off right now is the one that Para is not so confident in predicting the tip. They still think it's going to be $10.20 on this order. I can't be disappointed if it's a little bit lower than that. It was $10, which is more than what DoorDash was showing me. They only showed me $9, and Para was like, you know what, I think it's gonna be a little bit higher. Now we're about to drop off the larger, more confident order from Para, and so I'm gonna be really excited when it's gonna turn out to be the exact number. Order for $13.50, here we come. It is so nice that we can use a tool like Para to really help us out with these hidden tips, because DoorDash doesn't reveal everything, and I just don't know if I would have accepted that offer if it was just like $17, but it turned out to be, what was like $23 or $24. That is amazing. And similar situation here. You may be thinking $13 for like 8 miles, that doesn't really sound that worth it to me, but Para told me that there was an amazing tip on this Flower Child order. The Portillo's one is not very good, but the Flower Child one is, and so DoorDash saying it's $13, like, okay, big deal. But I think the actual total is closer to like $19. And Para was right once again. Anytime you get an order with stars next to the tip, Para is, I've never seen it wrong. I've always seen it exactly on the tip amount. And so that is great that I can accept a $13.13 order, and it turns out to be $19.13. Before I end my shift, I want to answer a few comments I got in my last video. Lolo Missa says that she works these gig jobs while she's also working a full-time job. I think that is a great way to go. Working at these food delivery and grocery delivery jobs are perfect when you work them as a side hustle. I'm not saying you can't work these jobs for your full-time income, but I'm just saying, like, if you have some real stability at another job and then you come here to make good side income, that is just fantastic. And Natalie, our family, says that she's never seen a Costco so empty before in her life. These are the kind of comments that scare me about Costco. Like, I'm so intimidated to go in there and shop because I just have only been in there a handful of times. I don't know where anything is. And it would just be even more chaotic if there were like twice as many people in there. It's just so intimidating to do Instacart in the first place because don't feel like I'm that great of a shopper, but I know I have to keep going back there. I know I have to keep getting better so that I can become more efficient. I thought I was gonna keep going, but it started to slow down a little bit and I've had a headache all day. And so I think I need to get more rest, more than like the 6 hours of sleep I've been getting every single night. On Ubereats, we made $8.53 just on that one order. Ubereats was really bad today, just sending me awful orders. Grubhub was a little bit better with $25. I believe that was over just 2 orders. And Doordash, whew, we made over $110 today. Doordash is just so nice. It's always there for you when you need it. They have so many orders, and you can always find great ones if you decline enough. That brings today's total to $144 in 4.6 hours, making the dollars per hour just over $31 an hour. I believe I also drove around 70 miles. I think it might have been a little bit more than that. Adding today's total to the rest of May that we've already worked, our 6-day total is now $833. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I will be posting a new video every single day in May. The same thing that I'm doing here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you've been enjoying the rest of my content, please subscribe to join me for the rest of May. And I'll see you tomorrow.